Welcome back guys to another Zero DTE video, and today Coach Ernie is going to be talking about volume profile, so make sure you stay tuned. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, check out the link in the description where you can find Coach's education platform. Enjoy guys.
I have a question about volume profile.
Yeah, sure.
So I've got it set up in TradingView and with the colors and everything in that 68% range for your standard deviation.
Okay, so first of all, that 68% range, I think is total bullshit.
Oh, okay. Then let me skip to the end of my question because that.
Okay. And if you go back to yesterday's speech about volume profile, you'll see why I addressed that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess basically the gist of my question was the support and resistance levels that are outside that standard deviation. Are they not as strong as the ones
there is no support or resistance at the edges of those standard deviation, period. End of story. It's totally arbitrary. It means nothing. It is a fallacy that other practitioners are trying to push on you, and they are delusional. There is nothing to it at all. Am I clear enough yet? Actually, my language yesterday was much stronger.
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't get out of my day job yesterday, but I will go back and watch the video because it sounds like you had a longer discussion on it. So I'll check that out. And if I have any further questions, I'll pick it up next week.
Yeah, because, standard deviation, it's a statistical average. It's actually 68.2 or something like that %. But on the charts, when you set up your volume profile, they make the value area at 70. In other words, they're approximating what a standard deviation is. Okay, if the standard deviation is that important, then why is an approximation good enough? And what is there magical about that amount? 2/3 approximately, right? Is there anything magical? Is there anything scientific? Is there any sort of innate universal concept in mathematics and physics or whatever that point to that amount? And the answer is no, there isn't. It's a made-up number that we use as a way to arbitrarily define what a lot is. When does something become a lot or some? Or we have all these little terms that we use to try to gauge patterns in relative sizes and stuff like that. That's all a standard deviation is. It's an arbitrary number. I could just as well have put 75 or 62 or 54. It doesn't matter. It is completely arbitrary. Okay. There is nothing in the market that is aligning with that. So how can you call it support or resistance?
Okay.
It has no basis in reality.
But in general, when we look at a volume profile and we see high volume nodes, isn't that what you would characterize as like a support level for that price? Am I using the wrong terminology?
Yeah, let's just call them nodes and wells.
Got it. Okay.
Just to simplify, so you're getting away from whatever terminology those other practitioners are using, because they all have their own lexicon. Same thing came up when they started talking about Elliott wave and Fibonacci. Same exact thing. They come up with all of these new terms in this lexicon, and then when you get into those groups, they start jabbering back and forth with their secret language, and you're trying to figure out what the hell they're talking about because you think there's value. And then after you start learning it and then realizing it and then practicing it and saying it's not working for me, and then you do some quantitative analysis on it and saying they're just talking bullshit. That's what happened with volume profile, which originally started out as market profile, which was a completely different or related way of quantifying market movements and where value was, where it wasn't. And so the value levels, value areas originally came from market profile, and then they transferred it because it looked similar to volume profile. That doesn't sound like very scientific to me. It had no science to begin with. Then it was transferred to another thing that was similar because it was convenient. But it's just an arbitrary level that they choose. But if you then put it to statistical rigor and try to figure out, does the 68.2% level have any real significance in life? If I were to try to observe at every 68.2% level, whether or not there is support or resistance there. First of all, you'd have to tie down what 68.2% level are you talking about? Are you talking about a session volume? Or are you talking about a weekly volume profile? Are you talking about the whole volume profile? Because it's going to change on every different profile that you put on there. So therefore, if it changes, it's arbitrary to whatever profile you're looking at, then it has no real relevance at all.
Thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button below. If there's any questions that you might have for Coach Ernie, make sure you leave them in the comment section. Thanks guys.